Welcome, and let's look at Grounded. Grounded was originally released in early access in 2020, and had its final 1.0 release in 2022. Developed by Obsidian Entertainment, the same people behind Knights of the Old Republic 2, Neverwinter Nights 2, Fallout New Vegas, Pillars of Eternity, The Outer Worlds. Developers that know what they're doing. Now, the premise of Grounded is that it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the survival game, which is a really appealing premise. You're an 80s or 90s-ish teenager who got shrunk and wake up in the backyard of the neighborhood mad scientist. Your goal then is to survive long enough to find a way back, adventuring across the yard as you do so. But is that any good? Well, that's what we're here to find out. First thing, let's look at the options, because this game has both one of the best set of options that I've seen and the worst set of options that I've seen. Here in game, you can change language, how far. I believe this is for multiplayer players, like the icons above their heads, but I'm not sure. I've only played single player. Autosave, show whether or not you show tutorials, display, we'll get to in a minute. Keyboard is fully rebindable to the point that even context-sensitive keys are rebindable. So like, if you want to change the button specific to skipping cutscenes, you can do that. And that button, in this case E, will still be used everywhere else it's normally used, which is great. And controller is the same. I end up using keyboard just because the default settings felt better to me, but I imagine with enough fiddling here you can make a controller work perfectly fine, no issues. Audio, all kinds of options. I'm actually going to drop the dialogue down a little bit, just because that will get annoying later on. Accessibility is fantastic. Just the amount of effort Obsidian put into making this accessibility page is far above what is normally seen in games. Items that get highlighted say that you can interact with them, multiple options for color blindness, large text, text-to-speech for, for chat, is all in here. It's great. The hilarious one is the arachnophobia mode, so you can make spiders look less and less like spiders the more you turn that up. I'm gonna have that off, be aware. If that bothers you, we may end up seeing spiders in the video. You are forgiven if you want to skip those moments. And yet, as amazing as this page is, if we go over to display, your standards are here, kind of. You got windowed options, you got resolution, quality, frame rate limit, depth of field blur, gamma, motion blur, VSync, it's all here, except this is it for your quality settings. Like, you cannot change shadows, you cannot change ambient occlusion, you cannot change texture quality, you cannot change the render distance. All you have is these 4 settings. So what I usually do in a game when I need to get a couple extra frame rates is I will tune down shadows first, because that bothers me the least. I would rather have higher res textures, or I'd rather have the far render distance, but not necessarily the best shadows. I'm okay with that. I can't do that here. I don't have that option. So, and depth of field too, you can change it to strong or weak effect, but you can't turn it off. I can almost understand the depth of field because it really does suit the aesthetic, the theme of the game. But there should be an option, because even then it kind of feels like you need to be wearing your glasses half the time. This is inexcusable. Like, Obsidian has been around making games long enough that they know better, and they chose not to give us these options. If you go digging in the INI files, you can change them, which shows that they are editable. Like, there's not any hard limit keeping them from being changed. So why? I don't know. Doesn't make sense, and it should be here. But let's look at the game itself. Do single player, and I'm going to start a new game. You have some options here. Creative mode, if you want to do custom. Let me show you what's in here. Mostly it's just toggles. Yeah, with the exception of one, it's all toggles. Really, you can mess around how you want your game to play, what is important to you, what isn't important to you. Again, the ability to customize this game is incredible, except the graphics options. But we're just going to play medium survival, accept. And these are your 4 characters. In single player, you're able to switch between different characters on respawn. Multiplayer, I don't know if you can change your characters. I've not played multiplayer, full disclosure. But I like Willow, we're gonna go with her.
Hey, I'm Willow. Willow Branch.
Start the game. Roll that intro.
You can't run from me, you foul beast! You think you outsmarted me? The mighty Muldoon? I don't think so, Yoked Girth!
Stay tuned for what happens next on Yoked Girth. Now a word from our sponsor.
Kids, are you ready for a new wild and wacky puncho fruit flavor? Introducing Apricot. It's a punch to the gut. So stop by, fill up, and make sure you get your Billy Hog hot dog before you jet away.
Good morning, Brook Hollow. Today is October 20, 1990. This is your news. We have a special breaking report. The police department has released information that more local teenagers have gone missing. They were last seen earlier this week, and the only connection between the teenagers is that they are all students at Brook Hollow High School. This could be linked to the disturbing trend of other possible abductions and missing teenagers from our otherwise quiet town. If anyone has seen the teenagers or has any other information, please contact the police department. The mayor of Brook Hollow has put a curfew into effect for anyone under 18 starting tonight. Now to other news. In the business world, prominent practical technology signs a few deals with.
Cave Nightmare. My favorite. Well, version is it? Endless cave, bottomless pit, impossibly claustrophobic passages.
And here we are. So, apparently somebody knows that we're shrunk and made us a nice cushy case to land in. You can hear some bugs fighting off in the distance. But let's see what the tutorial brings us. There's really only one way to go here. Oh. We'll find that later.
This is bad. Really bad. Time to wake up, Willow.
So now the job is not die.
Ugh, really?
Whoop.
Those mics are so annoying.
Of course, as soon as I say that, let's not mess with mics just yet. Notice the footprint filled with water.
Signal detected.
Whoa, and that's not an alarm clock. Well, whatever it is, maybe I should figure out where it's...
He's adorable.
You know, until I wake up. Totally waking up. Any second now.
So these field stations, just gonna grab a couple things. These field stations are scattered across the yard. Alright, use the resource analyzer.
There must be someone in charge of this science experiment. But I haven't seen any signs of anyone else. Good one, Nightmare. Keep me guessing.
Science!
So by analyzing materials, you get new recipes and you get raw science, which is a material of sorts, like a physical, tangible thing that's also just science. And you use that to buy more advanced recipes later on. But for now... Oh, and brain power is your experience. So as you level up, you also learn new recipes. Learn a sprig. Got a bunch more recipes. The roasting spit will be important. Bit more experience. Even more recipes, even more science, even more experience. And because we got the mite fuzz earlier, we could scan it, but the battery's drained. And we'll have to wait for that to recharge before we can use this again. So, we're done here. These are used later on. This will... Oh, hey. Granola bars. This will allow you to scan for resources across the yard, so you don't have to go find them blindly. And this is what you will eventually use to buy new recipes with that raw science. I heard an aphid.
Is that an aphid? It's pretty cute up close.
Oh, there he is. Hello, aphid. They are adorable. And there's a much larger bee. But, what's our job now? Look for more science equipment. Okay. Craft a pebblet axe. That's easier to do. Let's do that. So, the crafting menu. Your different tabs of various recipes. Individual ingredients. But we want the pebblet axe right here, which takes 3 sprigs. Need one more. 2 pebblets. Got that. And 1 crude rope. Now here's something fun. Click on this, say the rope. Hit S. And it takes you right to that recipe. So we already know we can make it. Made. Now I don't know an easy way to go back is the problem. So we do this, go to pebblet axe. Done, done. We need 1 more sprig. That's easy enough. Done. Build it. And... Oops. There we go. We have an axe. What does an axe do? Lets you chop down trees. Or blades of grass in this case. Convenient thing about grass is it comes in planks pre-made. Don't get that with wood. So, this part is pretty straightforward. It's the tutorial. They really want you to go in one direction.
Okay, that is definitely not normal.
Oh, aphid honeydew. Oh, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, so in the bottom left you have the blue thirst meter and the yellow hunger meter, and then curled around them is your stamina on the left and your health on the right. So if I run, you can see the stamina going down, and it recharges very quickly. What am I looking for? Water. So the game gives you this little puddle right off the bat, nasty water. It will quench your thirst, but what you actually want is something I did not realize initially. Little gnats. If we can find some... Here we go. Dewdrops. Nice clean water. So if we smack that and drink it,
I mean, this is probably what
there's your
bottled
clean water. Food. Can use one of the granola bars from earlier.
Peter, but still.
Actually, that didn't do much. Let's do both the granola bars from earlier. I wonder how much power is going through here. If you get shocked if you walked over the wrong wire.
What's the worst thing that could happen? Looks like something is happening. Well, that was anticlimactic. Looks like the other two lasers are blocked.
So alright, so let's go back out. That one is being blocked by a blade of grass. We already know. We have an axe. Cool. This one's still having problems. Low power issues, and hey look, there's a path leading that way. Let's go see where it goes. Now, I do have to say, this is a very good looking game. It's not meant to be super realistic. There's a cartoony stylizedness to it that works very well. And it's also nice that you can orient yourself pretty much anywhere just by looking up. You have the house, big oak tree. We're looking for this laser thing, and even in the middle of the forest, you can see it. So it's pretty easy to not get lost. Oh, you know what? While we're here, make a spear. 1, 2, craft, spear, done. Go into the inventory. Oh, that's already assigned. This works better against fighting mites, and that's what we're about to do. If this were a different game by a different company, we'd be calling these head crabs. Two. Look. Okay. So I like the spear for fighting mites because you need multiple hits regardless, whether this or the axe, and you can attack faster with the spear. torch? No, and that's quite a few resources. One sap, 2 ropes, 3 dry grass.
Hey, little aphid. Oh, no need to be shy.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, and you can also use these for dry grass. 2 crude ropes, 2 sprigs. Right over here. And what else? How much of these can we make? Need a few of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that? Yes. Alright, so let's try that again.
Light. Burn back the shadows and turn away the inky
I like that the fire is scaled down. They didn't forget that detail. Okay. Don't use mold very much. It glows. You can make torches and things out of it. But it hasn't proven to be super useful yet in my game. And we're blocked off there. Wonder. No, we can't build a hammer yet, so we're really blocked off there. That's okay. We cleared the mites off the wires, so let's go back to the laser and see how things are doing. Looks like a nice strong beam.
The solitary ant. One of 100,000 mindless drones. No hopes, no dreams. Bound to the will of the colony.
If you need food in a pinch, mushrooms work, but they're not great. It's much better to hunt weevils once you build a cooking spit. But that's later. Oh hey, by the way, this is probably recharged by now. We have a lot more things to check. Mite fuzz. Got some armor in there, some potions. Arrows are nice, but you need a bow to use them. So once you level up, you get, by default, there's our hammer, a set of new recipes, if you don't already know them. So it's sort of a way to make sure that you're progressing the way you need to, even if you haven't found the materials yet. Let's check out mushrooms. Neat. And eeny, meeny, miny, clover. Furniture. Oh yeah, lean-to. Again, we're out of power, so we gotta wait. Well, let's check out that chip. All the lasers are activated. Turn it on.
dramatic than I expected.
Of course, it's never easy. So I think what we'll do is go to that tree, see what's there, and then we'll wrap up the video. Oh. And there's these landmarks throughout the yard. This is a juice box, which means there should be juice.
Beat it, nosy.
Over there. Oh, you don't get back here. I want the whole thing. Juice and soda both quench thirst and hunger, which is very nice. Worker ants will leave you alone. It's the soldiers you gotta worry about. And there is a spider. Hey, buddy. There is a spider. We are gonna stay away from the spider. So we're gonna go this direction. Giant ladybugs. What's this?
Hello, powerless ant.
Is that an anthill? It might be an anthill. I've seen one anthill in my main save. I made a little hut next to one. The soldiers don't appreciate me being their neighbor, but that's okay. I ended up moving later anyway.
Seems like
These you can dig
something's
up with a
digging
shovel once you
around
get them.
underneath us.
And so what's happening there, if I back up, there it goes. If you look in the lower left, if you get close to a research station, you'll pop up.
It's
The
getting
stronger the
late.
signal gets, the closer you are to the
That'll
station.
make some shelter. I bet some horrible insects will come around and eat me or something.
We have the advantage of following the bright purple fire to help us find it. Oh, tutorial wants us to build a lean-to. We'll get there. Where'd the fire go? There's the fire. And that's a wolf spider. Those are why we fear the night. We're not going to mess with them.
Aphid on the move.
Like I said, it's a very pretty game. So this clearly whoever. Okay. Yeah.
Look at it. It looks amazing. Oh, and a little concerning.
Anyway, if spiders bother you, there is an arachnophobia mode. No shame in turning that on.
This looks like nerd paradise.
So whoever owns this yard spent a lot of time building up this facility. These are audio logs. I'm not going to grab it now, but they give you backstory onto who the scientist is and what he's been doing.
Science!
Just get these out of the way real quick. and do the fungus. Like I said, mold makes light. I haven't found any other use for it. Here
Hang in there. I'm gonna help.
is your new friend.
System reboot in progress. Thanks for the helping hand. I am Burgle, acting science manager for this project. I am also a robot. I am sure this all must be very disorienting for you, but hopefully I can explain.
So what you can do is talk with him,
I suspect you were miniaturized by Dr. Tully's spacer
and he'll
device.
fill you in on the backstory and give you a direction on where to go.
Why are you here in the yard? I do not know. In fact, I cannot seem to recall much of anything. A recent power surge has caused a massive raw science containment explosion. This lab, as you can see, is a disaster. And what's worse, the explosion has disrupted my computing power. My memory banks are corrupted. Sorry to pile on the bad news, my new friend. How can I be of service? You are here, in the Oak Lab, built and used by Dr. Wendell Tully to experiment on all things small. This is the base of operations for conducting experiments in his yard. It seems you and I are both a little discombobulated. Given my best calculations, your biomass has been subject to covalent spacing reduction via interatomic energy extraction.
Of course.
In other words, you have been shrunk. It is likely this was achieved using Dr. Wendell Tully's spacer platform, patent pending. Shrinking can be a traumatic experience for tiny human brains, and memory loss is a known side effect. Hopefully your memory will return in time. Dr. Tully is a brilliant scientist and inventor. He is also my creator. My initial protocol was to serve as the short order cook of the future.
That explains the spatula hand.
However, I have been recently promoted to acting science manager to assist with his experiments. No doubt my previous work experience has been invaluable to Dr. Tully. Although, now that I am processing it, I have not seen him for several weeks. And now I cannot recall where he went. It must be my corrupted memory bank.
Alright, this is what we want.
To return to your prior size, you would need to successfully activate Dr. Tully's spacer platform. Unfortunately, my readings indicate it is inoperable. It appears to have suffered several malfunctions from the explosion. I am sorry, but it appears you may be stranded here for some time until we find a solution. Haha! That is a great idea! Let me run a full diagnostic scan on it and see what we need to do to get it fixed up. Processing! Processing! Memory fault. Code 408B3000. Ominent OS script runtime error. Arg! I am sorry again. It appears I have sustained more damage to my memory chips than expected. Without those memories, I do not know how to repair the spacer.
What do you mean, memory chips?
Dr. Tully used two types of chips to back up my memory. Auxiliary chips are small capacity chips used to store project data. If you find these, I should be able to help you learn new survival recipes. Super chips are special, and they are gold. They back up full directories of my memory system. If we are going to fix the spacer, that data is bound to be on a super chip. I suggest exploring the other labs in the backyard. Return with any memory chips you find.
Really?
Dr. Tully has built many more labs throughout the yard. Each lab is used for various experimental procedures. I can upload their locations to your Scabby. Stand by. Processing. Processing. Error. Files not found. Code 632C404. Cheese and fries. The lab locations are missing from my memory banks too. But we are in luck. I was able to retrieve the location of one of the facilities, the Hedge Lab. The Hedge Lab is the observation center of the yard and used for research on arachnid webbing.
The color of the UI just changed because it went from day to night. You can unlock more color schemes and then customize which one you want for the day versus which one you want for the night. Right now it's just the two default starting ones.
You will find the hedge near the house if you head southeast. The lab is located deep inside the hedge, sending the coordinates to your scabby. Try to find the hedge lab first, but there is nothing stopping you from searching the yard for the other labs. Except, of course, thousands of angry, hungry insects. That reminds me. Dr. Tully locks the important labs with biometric scanners. You will need access for any chance of success. Head over to the ASL terminal and place your hand on the biometric scanner near it. Give it a moment to sync your signature into the mainframe. Once you are registered, you will be granted access to the ASL network of computers too. ASL grants access to daily work items, nay, tasks, nay, quests. Yes, quests. I will reward you raw science for each completed quest. In my science shop, you can trade
So this is
raw
where you
science
buy
back for
advanced
survival
recipes.
From experiments that Wendell conducted when he was first exploring the yard. Log on to the ASL terminal over there and see what is available. Unless you have any other questions, you really should get started finding those chips. And try not to die out there.
Thank you.
Have an exponentially great day.
Alright, so. It's all over here. That's the terminal he was talking about. This is raw science. 500.
This is a lot easier than that.
This will open up that door in the beginning. As well as let you access the terminal. You'll see what the starting quests are. Hunter. Kill 3 gnats. Kill 3 worker ants. And kill a weevil. Fair enough. And then we can buy... What do we have? 970? Not quite enough for some of the bigger construction options, but we can buy a smithing station. And that's it. Everything else is at least 1,000. So, we'll close that out. And there you go. So looking at the map, we're in the pretty middle of the yard.
Have to keep things clean. There's
Excuse me,
experimentation
robot.
to be
We're
done.
pretty much in the middle of the yard where the oak tree is. And then from there, you can see where the hedge chip is, marked on the map. This whole L shape is the hedge. And you got the koi pond, you got... Over here is a picnic table, a sandbox. Rather large yard to explore. And as you go, you're unlocking more equipment, you're unlocking more weapons, you're finding more and bigger bugs that will try to kill you. Eventually, you know what? Let's show you. So I'm going to quit out of this. There's a super quit to go straight to desktop. It's cute. Quit will always save on logging out. Keep that in mind. It's nice, but bear in mind that if you don't want to keep a save, the latest one will be automatically there. So go back in. No, I don't want to play online. Single player, continue. this one, specifically that save. So this is about, I think it's 17 hours into the game, from somebody who has no idea what they're doing. Like, if you want to speed through, I'm sure you can get here much faster. But here's my house with my bow. So what I did is, I'll show you on the map, I found this. The ascent spot to the upper yard, which is a point in this wall. It's kind of broken down a bit, where you can climb up, but that boulder right there has to be broken before you can get through. However, the game lets you build stairs. So I came right over here and built what's essentially a giant staircase. Up, and up, and up, and up, and up. And this is my cooking station to be. The blueprints are placed there. Up, and there you are. Do know that if you try this, this is a high-level area, and they don't care about your Tier 1 weapons. So definitely explore up here, but maybe don't expect to survive a fight. For now, I'll hop down. Hop down, hop down. Grab a dewdrop.
At least it's clean-ish.
Yeah. They're good neighbors. They don't try to kill me out here. So anyway, I will at least show you
Hey, Aunt. What's the news?
the lean-to over here. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. Let's build. Where is it? Torches. Ah, no. No, furniture. Okay. Let's do... Can we do the hanging lantern? We can. There. So once you place the blueprint, you can then put in materials one at a time as you collect them, or hold to place them all at once. And that's still in darkness. So, let's make a... You know what? Nope, I don't have any slime mold. Sap sconce. And super build. Turn it on. Yay. And again, tiny fire. Great effect. So here's my little lean-to. It's the best I got. Sleep till morning. And the reason you'd want to sleep till morning is because wolf spiders wander around at night and you don't want to deal with those. Spinning wheel automatically turns spider silk into thread, which I'm going to drop off here. But, so again, with the accessibility options, you can name your containers, and there we go. They'll show up, so you can just look at them. I think there is a way to do the icons. Let's just do the skull because it's cool. Yeah. So now you have an icon next to it. There we go. So they did a lot in this game to make it just nice to play. So another one. Let's do... I'll just grab some stuff. Plant fiber, plant fiber, plant fiber. Plant fiber, a pebble, okay. So if we run in here, if we run into here, I have my plant materials box with plant fiber and with, yeah, plant fiber right there. I could drag it over. Or, if I want to just run in and hit N, everything gets deposited for me, which is fantastic. And also, with these pallets here, for grass and for dandelion stems, I don't want to build anything. So B for the build menu. I don't know, let's just pick a wall. Doesn't really matter. Place down the blueprint. Cool. I could grab a grass plank, drop it off one at a time, 4 times, or, because it's proximity, you can just do it all at once. And now we're 4 grass down. And if I don't like this, I can recycle it. You get all your materials back. There's some scary noises out in the grass. So, plenty of things to construct, plenty of things to explore, plenty of things to fight and to die to.
That's not so bad.
That's grounded.
Those aphids
Hopefully that
look
gives you an
like
idea
things to
of
do.
whether it's the sort of game you want to play. I'm certainly enjoying it. We'll see you next time.